And I go like, okay, I go like, guys, listen, you're asking us to keep 40 pounds IBA, but when was the last time you've recruited one person? So you haven't got nothing for me to go and show that I can say to the CEO, man, just give us another month. Got these guys, they're rocking, they're going for EVP, just give them another month or another two. And the people who do the least are always asking for the most. Yeah, they always want the most. So guys, there were days when I started in the business, and I mean, some of you might know my story. There were months I couldn't pay my mortgage, couldn't pay my daughter's school fee. In fact, I ended up with a county court judgment for my daughter's school fee. Yeah, they gave me a county court judgment for my daughter's school fee because they said I hadn't paid them, and we're trying to sort it out, and I ended up with a judgment. Now the thing about it is, when you have the bailiff knocking your door at 6 o'clock in the morning and you're trying to go do the next piece of business, but you're afraid to come outside, because if you come outside, the bailiff might be hovering out the door. You don't know. You're scared to take your child to school because they just might be hovering outside there. And the thing about it is, our life is a life of trial and testing, and we go through all of that. But some people decide that it's not worth it, or some people kind of just get caught up. Yea, do I walk through the valley of the shadow of death? Some people just stay in there. Some people don't walk through it. They're constantly in the zone of, they can't move on. And it's hard to move sometimes, especially when you haven't done anything and everything is going bad in your business. I've been there, guys. So I commit to myself personally that I must get my 3 recruits every month. So this is going to be my 13th month of go-getter this month. So I decided, if nobody else does anything, I'm going to be a go-getter. People say, how do you do that? I kind of go through, I mean, we got clients, and, we just sent my PA an email because she just sent me about 30 anniversary statement emails. And when she sent them to me, I always want her to give me like a spreadsheet of a breakdown and said, how much were they paying last year? How much are they paying this year? How much cover did they have, and how much are they going to have? Now it gives me an opportunity to go revisit these people. Statements, anniversary statements are one of the best times for you to revisit people. So now I've got 30 odd people to go and phone to say, hey, listen, let's get together. It's been a while. Yeah. So you got, guys, right now, you've got at your disposal, you've got clients who've canceled on you. Things are changing. It's a great opportunity to revisit them. You hear me talk all the time about birthday text messages. Every day I send might be about 10, 15, sometimes 30 text birthday messages. So it's a great opportunity for me to constantly talk to those people. And again, it gives me a chance to go touch base again. So guys, a lot of us have got things that we can actually go revisit. So whilst we're chasing sometimes some of the newer stuff, which we should, I'm not saying you don't, but if you ever get to the point in your business where you have nothing to do, go do client revisits. Go to client revisits. Some of them have got children that have now turned 18. Some of them have got children who've dropped off their policies. So they're no longer the age where they're remaining on their parents' child sick cover. This is a great revisit, guys, to go and say, hey, listen, now Tommy is no longer on your policy. Do you realize that? Yeah. So it's a great opportunity for us to see those people, guys. By the way, if you write policies for young people, don't put it on their account. Their mother might say, oh yeah, make sure they pay. No. They give you the money every month and you make sure I get paid. I'm not setting up no direct debit on no 19 or 20-year-old bank account. Carell's direct debit is on mine because I know he ain't going to get paid. Carol don't even pay her car insurance. It's on my account. So therefore, when parents suggest you cover children, you make sure that you get them to pay the direct debit. Yeah, you get them to pay the direct debit. So at the end of the day, guys, client revisit. Okay, let me have a look at this. Okay, cool. So I'll just check that. Okay, I got the questions so I can answer those. So right now, guys, as I said, I'm in a phase of my team has flatlined. Got some good people. They are good people. And that's the beauty of it. They're good people. They're going to show up. They're going to keep the seat warm. If I call a meeting last week, I sent through a message and say, hey guys, listen, we've only got a few days before all of these changes kick in. We're going to lose the funeral benefit cover. Can we get together? And I had about 25 people show up for that call. Did any of them do anything? No. But I know I have 25 people show up to keep me company. That's the thing. So you always know you have company. That's the good thing about some of our team members. They're great company. You know, if you say you're going for a walk, they're going to come with you. They're going to keep your company. They might not do any other work on the way, but you know you have somebody you can have a conversation with. And I've got loads of those great people in my business, but they're not productive. I just recruited a guy and we've been trying to get his application through. Finally came through last week. And straight away he said, here are my 3 people. I've never met them. So here, name, date of birth, can you send them the fee? They've all completed it. They just haven't paid their £40. I mean, I don't know, he's doing his exam because he was on the call this weekend and he's trying to recruit a guy from Unisure. I never ever know what their name was. He's trying to recruit this guy. Guy used to write 10 grand of business a month, trying to recruit this guy. I said, no, another compliance one. I'm thinking, oh God, I'll go back to compliance again this week. But you get, these are the great people who want to do the business, who go write 10 grand of business a month for you. But you can't. And so you keep going back and say, okay, what have I got? I don't know how your logs are, guys. So, I talk all the time about my logs. I've got logs, all electronic logs, because years ago, I converted, when we used to have them in paper, I converted to electronic. So I've got every single client from, we started with Vitality. I do have the other clients, they're not on that log because it's a Vitality log, but I can go back and say, oh, this was an old Friends client. This was I've even got old City clients. Yeah, that the policies are coming to an end next year, but they have so much cover. They go like, oh, I don't want to change it. I go like, next year you'll be older, so you have all of those. So guys, is being able to have all of these things in your cupboard that whenever things flatline on you, you go back to your cupboard. Is always having things in reserve. You have half done fact finders that the client never came back to you with the carryback. So here's a trick. When they see your number, most times they're not going to answer you. They feel bad. They're not going to answer you. It's not because they're bad people. So recently, I used an app called Device, Devyce. And you get a UK mobile number, but it's not an app. So you can call them. They don't know it's you. It costs £8 a month. I used it when I was overseas because I didn't want to be paying £6 a day. So now I can call them. They don't know who's calling. And then I can talk to them about all the great changes, all the things that have happened. And one of the things about me that you'll see, I'm very forward. I don't ask people, when can they see me? I tell them. I can say, hey, I'm free this evening at 7. What's your schedule like? I don't ask them, when are you free? I don't ask them. I want to know, but I also don't want to know. I want to let you know when I'm free and how I'm going to accommodate you in my world now. Yeah. So I'm like, hey, Kaz, listen. So what are you doing this evening about 7? One of the things I tried this weekend, guys, we have the power hour. And, so I had my teams one. One other thing I did, I said to the guys, hey, listen, here's what we're going to do today. And it was the first we're trialing, so we're going to do it again. I said, I'm going to have a breakout room. And you can say to your person, if you're talking to them, and you can say to them, hey, what are you doing about 1 o'clock? Are you free for about 20 minutes? They say, yes, I've created a breakout room. I'll go in there on a 20 minutes BOM for you. Ask somebody, are you free at 2 o'clock? And they said, yep, I'm free. You free for about 20 minutes at 2? Yep, I've got a breakout room. Just send me the details. I know I'll jump in there at 2 o'clock or 1 o'clock. And we did a couple of those on Saturday. Never done it before, but I think we're saying, I do have a Monday evening BOM. That's not an issue. I have that. But at that point, the person is free and they want to hear. They said, yeah, I'm free for 20 minutes. You can do it. So that's what I've done. I've created a breakout room that I can jump into a 20-minute BOM and come back out and go back to making phone calls. So the thing about it is trying to find ways at times. And one of the things, again, that Joe Ward told me when I was in the States, he said, look, one of you guys going to go out and you're going to explode the business so crazy. And people are going to go, oh my God, what did you do? He said, some of the old things that Primerica, that, we see use Art Williams. But one of the things he said, a lot of things have moved on since Art's time. We're not even gonna lie. I told Jeff that. We can't lie. Things have moved on a lot since Art days. The concept might remain the same, but the method has changed. Yeah, and I'm sorry, that's the truth. Yeah, we don't send letters anymore to people and say, hey, I got your number from Sally. Sally say I should give you a call. We don't do that. One other thing about it as well, and I think might be, I'm terrible because it might be something I haven't duplicated in my team, is that I prefer if the person hasn't told them that I'm going to call. I prefer you give me a list and you don't tell them nothing. Because 99% of the times you go tell them something, and as soon as I call, they go like, I'm not interested. I go like, I haven't even said what. No, not interested. They don't want to hear. When I call up for the first time and I suggest who I am and I said, hey, this is Barbara. Kaz, this is Barbara. How you doing? And I know you're trying to figure out who Barbara is. I got your number from Alex. Alex Holdsworth? Oh, yeah. Cool. Listen, you're free to talk for a couple of minutes because I take it you didn't get a chance to speak to Alex before for him to tell you I was going to call. I know he's so busy these days, but we were chatting recently and he suggested I give you a call. You're free for a minute to hear what I want to tell you? Yes, I tell them, and I said, great. So have you got 20 minutes at all tomorrow or 20 minutes any day this week? I've got my diary here. I can book you in for 20 minutes just to share with you what I do. And listen, one of three things will happen. One, you can see the value of the education that I share with others. You might see that for yourself. Number two, you might see that, there's a good possibility you might be able to create an additional income stream. Or number three, you might be able to refer me to somebody else. How does that sound? So all I ask is that you listen. So it gives me a chance to tell them and not the person trying to tell them about their free cinema ticket and their Amazon Prime and all of those things. So I prefer when people don't give. It's crazy. You might think, yeah, but Art used to tell them to call. Yeah, that's different. These days, you're getting dodgy people calling you anyway. But at the end of the day, the good thing is we can still mention Kevin and Barrett and, Anna, we can still mention names of people who have given us the contact. So I don't really want them to tell them, but if they do, that's not an issue. Yeah. So I guess I'm a little bit of, Jeff said something in a call one day, and I wonder if he was talking about me. He said, it's better to have an unskilled laborer than a skilled rebel. And every time I hear him use that phrase, I wonder if it's me he's talking. I'm not a rebellious person, but I could be a bit of a rebel because I want to prove sometimes that there's another way to do things. Yeah. But people are scared to try it because they go like, oh, I don't want to upset Jeff. As long as I'm not upsetting compliance, I'm fine. Compliance can put me out of business. Jeff won't put me out of business if I go and it works. Or if I go and it doesn't work, he's going to be thinking, yeah, more to fool you. That's all he's going to say. But if compliance say, Barbara, why did you do that? Then I'm in trouble. So I'm more worried about compliance than I am about Jeff, on a serious note. Yeah, I respect Jeff. I love Jeff. But compliance scares me. So I don't get myself in trouble with compliance. I make sure when I get as soon as I get a call from her, I go, oh my God, I don't know. No, you haven't done anything. Yeah. My resets are like this small. Might be an extra I in an email address that they got 3 I's instead of 2 I's. Those are my resets because I'm on compliance. I'm checking everything that goes through to a client. I called clients up and said, I noticed you didn't have dementia and frail care cover on your policy. Is there a reason why? Oh, well, okay, well, let me explain to you how it works. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, so now you can see the value. Do you see why it's important to have it? Absolutely. So I tell you what I do. Let me requote this and I'll get you and I'll show you what you can have for you and your family for the future. I do that. I don't leave it to the reps to then just give me a case and a file check-in because I'm making sure that the client has what's best for them. So again, it's a little bit crazy, guys, but as I said, I'm in a rebuilding phase right now. I've kind of just sat down. I mean, I came back and there's so much post. I didn't even see it. I was just here reading a letter from Enfield saying, oh, they're giving me £108 rebate and all of these stuff. I haven't even seen, and this is when? This is dated the 12th of September. I haven't opened my post in September. Since September, look. There's a whole bag of post here. Yeah, I know. You think it's bad. There's a whole pile here that my mom brought in last night and said, B, you got all of these posts here. Yeah, I don't read my post. Nobody not sending me a check in there. I don't want to read it. I really don't care. And it's crazy. You might think, well, bro, man, that's a bit OTT. It might very well be. But I tell you, what's one of the things that the business has taught me when I was broke, those letters used to depress me. I used to read them and I get depressed. And you can get so depressed you can't do anything. God has really been good to me that I've never gotten to the point where I can't put a foot in front of the other. Never. I've always been able to, no matter how in the dump I was able to pull myself up because I know that people are depending on me. And that's the thing, is that when your story can impact somebody in a positive way, you realize it's not about you. I keep telling my team, God's not interested in your comfort, man. He wants to see your character before he bless you. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, I'm not a morning person. And I know I say I'm not a morning person, but I'm up. I'm answering emails like from after 8 o'clock. It's just like I'm grumpy, so I can't talk to anybody at that point of the morning. So I decide, let me avoid everybody. Lest I go, mess up my friendship. I stay away from everybody till 10 o'clock. But the thing about it is, guys, let me tell you, you got to go show your team. And one of the challenge we have is that our teams are great cheerleaders. They're great fans. That's all they are. It's like, Beyonce is coming to Tottenham Football Club, and everybody's excited. Chris Brown was at Tottenham, and people have used their rent to go see Chris Brown and see Beyonce, and now can't get back in their houses. That's what it is. So they're fans. They'll do it at whatever cost. And the thing about it is, when it comes to changing their lives, the thing is, those people have got jobs. They've got husbands, they've got wives who bring another income. I've never had that. I've always had to go out and create it myself. I look how much Carol cost me for the month. She's not working at the moment. So how much does she cost me? It's like every time, just now she was waving to me. I went to get my nails and my lashes done yesterday. And when I was leaving, she said to me, "Oh, Barbara, your bill is 210 pounds. Oh, and she said, "Oh, and I'll tell you tomorrow when Carol come, if I manage to do Carol's toes, I'll tell you how much extra that is." Yeah. So Carol just go, show up, get her nails and her lashes done. And then I just show up and I hear, "Oh, Barbara, your bill this week is, or your bill today is whatever." Yeah. Now, the thing about it is, most times I don't have time to be focusing on the rubbish that Carol is doing, because I'm building a business, because I can't let that distract me. Children are distractors sometimes, not in a bad way. Sometimes, they fall sick, they have a cold, that's different. But sometimes they do little things to annoy you. I'm looking for my rubbing alcohol this morning. She told me, "Mommy, I haven't seen it. I've got my own abroad from Jamaica." But she saw me where I put it the other day. I just went to say to my mom, "Mom, can you give me some rubbing alcohol?" She said, "Yes, yours is downstairs on top of the unit there." But Carol tell me she hasn't seen it. So you know what I'm doing? I'm getting a lock from my bedroom door. I'm gonna lock my bedroom door. That's it. Don't come in there. Don't touch anything. So when I'm on holiday, my mom sent me videos and said, "This is what your room look like." She cleans it before I come back. But the thing about it is, these things will take away your focus from building your business. I'm thinking, we've got 2 recruits this month that I've put on the system. We need to hit at least 10. Between last week, since Monday, when I spoke to the team Monday night and Friday, I think I did, I don't know, about 4,000 or 5,000 pounds of business personally. Because I called people up and I said, "Hey, listen, Vitality had this great product where they offer you a free funeral cover. That plan ends this week. That's it. Done. Not going to have it anymore. Is that something you're interested in hearing a bit more about? When can we get together? I'm free now. I'm free in 10 minutes. I'm free in half an hour." Literally, that's how I am. I avail myself to do meetings at that time. And so my diary is full. I've already got appointments lined up for tomorrow on the new system, although my business didn't go through on Friday. But you know what? At least I put it in. If you fill the pipeline, guys, it will come out. And there's some terrible ones. You write a really big policy and then suddenly Vitality say, no, we're deferring it for you. You go like, what? That's like 12 grand. Don't play with me. I want my money. Or you put something through the system, I might don't pay you. And then you hear that, I normally was. And he doesn't come and tell you. He tells somebody to tell you, it's because you accidentally messed up the account the plan numbers. I'm thinking, don't you think I'm stupid, right? I've given you all my PMI cases, and I've accidentally messed up the numbers in all of those cases. That's why I haven't been paid for 2 months. Oh, and here's the thing, but he's amended it for me. I'm thinking, BS. Knowing you'd call me and tell me, go fix it. I'm not silly, but this is what I'm saying, that those things are distractors. The money is there. Yeah, but the thing is, it's not come to my account. So that's what I'm telling you, that these things come to test you. You all can make 100,000 a year. I focused on 100,000. I said to myself, okay, fine. I knew where I was. I knew how, and I'm pretty sure you guys know how to work out how close you are to 50 or 100,000. Yeah. So I worked that out, and I say to myself, I then went back and I checked how much from that spreadsheet is going to fall off. I give myself 3 months. I said, how much is going to fall off over that 3 months from what I've written? And you know, the sad thing about it is, sometime in there, the bit that's going to fall off are the really good months that you've had. The 2, the 4, 5, those are the ones. And then you're going to be left with the ones with 600 pounds. So by the time you've knocked off all of that, you got to look how far you are, how much more would you have needed up to the 100,000. And then look what's going to fall off for the 3 months, and add that and then divide it up into weeks. That's what I did. It meant that I knew I need to be doing about 4 grand every week. 4 grand every week. So once you've worked on, and it could be going for the pen, whatever it is, because once you get the pen, it's easier to go for the ring. Yeah. So once we're thinking about the ring, and this is something Bob did at a goal setting session some years ago. Bob said we talk about having this big goal, this BHAG. We talk about it all the time. However, what we need to be talking more about is that little bite, those little bits. And I always use example of Lego bricks. Have you ever noticed some kids just create these amazing things with Lego? I'm like, wow, that's awesome. But it took a little piece of Lego on its own, it's insignificant. But they add them together and suddenly they've created the same. It's the same thing about our goals. The little thing that you think was insignificant, the little 500 pounds or the little 200 pounds that you've made that week. And I work in boxes of 50 pounds, Anna. I always say to people, when people say to me, what do I need to do? I said, think of 50-pound policy. So if you, whatever you want, how many 50-pound policies is that going to take? Because 49.75 is a vitality policy. And I don't know if you've been lucky enough to do a 49.75 policy yet. I've never been able to get 49.75. I've got 50 pounds and 12 pence, but never 49. There you go. So as a minimum, if somebody wants all the rewards and the benefits, it's 50 pounds. So go write 2 50-pound pieces. If you're unfortunate and the person just wants small policies, okay, just write 25. But think of your income and think of how much business you normally write to get that income, and block 50s. Honestly, I tell you guys, if you start thinking in terms of 50-pound policies, if I want 2,000 pounds, how many 50-pound policies do I need to write for that 2,000 pounds? That's what I'm always thinking. People say to me, what does your diary look like? I don't work like that. Again, it's another crazy thing. I don't work from what my diary looks like. I work from how much money do I need? And then I go fill the spaces. This week, I want to write 5 grand. Okay, Barbara, you got to write 5 grand, because having 10 appointments in your diary doesn't necessarily give you 5,000 pounds, right? How many times have you had a full diary and no, the income doesn't come through, right? So I work from the income that I want, and then I go block my diary accordingly. Crazy, but that's what it is. I know what I need to do because appointments don't always equate to money. So again, I do all of that. You know, another thing I do is, guys, I recruit a lot at the kitchen table. Pretty much most of my recruits, my personal recruits, are kitchen table. So I recruited a friend of mine last week. Her husband passed away age 40 from, wasn't the MS he died from? He died from a blood clot, but he had MS, just developed MS in his 30s and just literally went right down, and he passed away. She's married again, but she's got 2 children. And I saw her at RUAC recently because Bishop John Francis' daughter gave me a stand recently at RUAC. So I went to RUAC and I bumped into her and she goes like, Barbara, oh my God, we need to chat and whatever. And, got chatting about what I do. And she said, yeah, I'm home all week. You can pop round. And so I went round and, we started talking about what her needs are, and we did everything. And we're done. And she also gave me her children as clients, did all of that. When we were done, I worked out how much she'd have made. She'd have made about 48 pounds on the cases that I've done for the children. I said to her, when was the last time you invested 40 pounds and had 8 pounds in return on your investment? She said, never. I said, great. So what we're going to do, we're going to get you signed up as an introducer. You're going to pay 40 pounds for your application fee, but you're going to get paid 48. And in 36 months, you're going to have a little bit of drip coming in as well. You're going to have maybe about another 10 pounds as well. So technically, you're going to make 58 pounds. All right. She goes like, that's brilliant. Okay, let's do it. So everybody that I talk to, I work out how much money, and I work it on 10%, guys. I don't work it on 12 and a half. I work in about 10% because that's what they'd get in their account next week. So if I tell them 12 and a half and I don't see it straight away, now I've got to go back and explain 36 months. So I said to them, okay, fine, 10%, whatever 10% is. I said, okay, this is what you are going to get paid. That's better than just keeping 40 pounds in your savings account, right? So that way I recruit more people at the kitchen table. That is about the thing about the giving. Guys, I promise you, it better you give up 10% for the long-term game. I've got a lady called Flo that works for Marks and Spencer's. Flo rang me last week and said, here are my 2 nieces and my daughter. These young people need to get covered, Barbara. I say, Flo, I'm not into these young people thing here because I don't write 20-pound policy, because 20-pound policy, anything under 30 pounds is problem. Any policy you write under 30 pounds causes you a problem. They drop off, you got to keep chasing them. You got to keep, doing all these things. But since I've recruited Flo sisters, I've recruited all of these people, guys. So I'm telling you, recruiting at the kitchen table work. I just noticed the time. I've got a meeting with Jeff now as well. But is there anything you guys want to ask me quickly before I jump off onto Jeff's meeting?
Just one, Barbara, thank you for, seeing your lovely faces from,
thank you.
It's just great to see you anyway. I can remember, when we were competing for 100K rings and
Yes,
top 10, and Roger Davis and myself were the bottom of the list. Like Roger was 60K, in
yes,
fact, 62, and I was 65.
yes,
You were, as far as I can remember, you were 72 or 73K, right?
yes, yes,
That was only 4 months left.
yes,
And then almost you hit it, more than 27K in 4 months. And I was pretty amazed. Your
yes,
team were not actually great at the time, but you did it, most of them you did it yourself.
absolutely.
And I think that really just kind of, when I wasn't focused enough, or maybe didn't have got more burning desire than you, and
Yeah,
that's why I was distracted and maybe probably hopeless. 4 months or 35K.
yeah,
I was thinking deep down inside, but you made it. Out of all 10. I was shocked at the time, and then really I was
yeah,
very proud. Anyway,
yeah,
how did you on that 4 months? How did you
yeah.
actually do it?
So,
How
okay, so
your
one of
mindset and how did you do
no,
it?
one of the thing about it for me, sorry, I'm trying to log into my iPad at the same time.
Yeah.
One of the thing about it for me is that I'm not competitive, but I love to win. I said that to Annette this week, and Annette said, she said, Barbara, she said, I rang Matt and I asked Matt, how much business is Barbara written? And do you know, Matt told her, I've written 150 cases since I've been with Vitality. She said, she think, no, that's rubbish. She said, you've written that in about a year and a half. She said, she went and checked herself personally. I said, there's something about me that said, I want my name in lights. I'm sorry. I want my name up there in lights. That's what I want. Yeah. And so there's something I think about poverty that can push you to prosperity. Yeah. Because that hatred of poverty caused me to decide that that was it. I wasn't going to do this anymore. I wasn't going to be doing all of this constant pushing and, struggling and all of that. And so I am a people person. And I for some reason, my daughter said to me, Mommy, you can say anything to anybody and they won't get upset at you. She said, they won't ever get upset at you. And I said, I don't know, because I have a way of saying something, but smoothing it out. And I go like, oh yeah, all right. It might have been, this is diplomacy. Diplomacy is the ability to tell someone to go to hell and they actually look forward to the trip. So I think I might have mastered that. Yeah. So at the end of all of this, guys, one of the things that I found, Barrett, is the fact that I'm able to call people up and said, hey, we need to get together. This, I don't know. Always try to explain it to my team. I said, people want to be with me. People want to spend time with me. So when I call up and said, hey, let's get together, people are like, yeah, absolutely. People want to get together with me. So I'm able to then say to people, hey, listen, let's get together. Let's have a chat. And people go like, yeah, absolutely. Let's do that. Oh, I remember this is on Teams. That's why I can't find it. Yeah, so I'm able to do the conversation with people. And I always, like I got a lady, I've been wanting to recruit her for about 10 years. And we were meant to meet this weekend. Had everything all lined up. And then suddenly she goes to me like, oh, somebody has died. I'm thinking, couldn't they have died on Monday? I'm sorry. They should have died on Monday. I'm really, really sorry. But she said to me, okay, Barbara, I'm so sorry, And I'm thinking, yeah, but when can we get together? I'm being nice. And here's what I'm gonna say to her. I'm gonna say, now I know you see that people are dying. It's just part of what life is. And that is why we must get together, because how many more families could we put their house in order, because we never know when the person is gonna go. Most people are like, oh my God, I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm really, really sorry to hear, and yeah, I am sorry. I'm really sorry. But at the end of the day, there's nothing I'm going to be able to do for you or for him, but I can help some people that's still alive. So again, it sounds a little bit harsh, but I'm nice about it. And I just kind of say, well, you know what? All right, I'll give you a couple of days. And there's another thing about when I call people as well. I'll call people up, and when I call them up, I'll say to them, hey, listen, I can hear kids in the background. I don't push the conversation. I go like, oh, I can hear little ones in the background. When's a good time for us to get together? What time do they go to bed? So I'm already booking the next time. I'm not waiting for them to tell me, oh, you know what, that's, I don't know, half term. No, I'm telling you that, look, the kids go to bed tonight. I know that's what you're going to tell me. Kids go to bed. So can we talk after they go to bed? So I'm always looking at, how do I get the next appointment in? How do I get the next appointment in? Yeah. So sorry, trying to log in before Jeff kills me, but okay, you can't kill me anyway. That's too much. Join as a guest, join meeting. Yeah. Anything else you guys want to ask me?
I know you are hurry. Anyone can ask.
Barbara, sometimes you get a chance, maybe you'd say, how did you compile your birthday list? Did you just start at the first glance and, do you go on the system and kind of laboriously look at their dates of birth, or how did you start that list?
I'm gonna be honest, there's some people who are not in there and some people who are in there. So one of the things I do is, as soon as you give me, like this guy just gave me these people's name for their recruiting invitation, I save it in my phone and I save it straight away. As soon as I get somebody's date of birth, I save it straight away. And I use an app, as I keep telling you guys, called Hit 'em Up. And then Hit 'em Up will tell me first thing in the morning whose birthday it is. No, they're not letting me in the meeting. Yeah, Hit 'em Up will tell me straight away. Yeah. Actually,
And if you've never met
I'm crazy. Sorry, it's 10:30. Ignore me. Tell it longer with you.
it's okay.
Yeah.
If you've never met that person before, if you've, because I'm going through the client list at the moment, Barbara, and I'm speaking to some people, so I feel like I could probably send them a happy birthday. But if I've never seen that person before, send the happy birthday anyway.
You can, but before that, introduce yourself.
Yeah.
So, one of the things I was saying on the other call with Steve, if you're on that call in the morning, one of the things I do is, when your clients have clients, your team members have clients, you don't know those people. So I send messages out and said, hey, this is Barbara. I'm Kaz's team leader. Thanks for the time. And I've all of these drafted, anything that you need to do more than once, you create a template.
Yeah, that's
so
what
everything's a template in my notes. I'll just copy and paste. I'm Kaz's team leader. Thanks for the time you spend getting Kaz to review your financial needs. We don't take this lightly, but I kind of shrink it down a bit. And thanks for the time. If you have any further questions on Barbara, I'm here to answer any question, any query, concern. Please feel free. And thanks for making us your financial partner for the future. So they know who I am.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing, Barbara.
Yes. And even for the ones who you've had before in the system who don't know you, again, you say it's an opportunity then to say, again, introduce yourself first and say who you are. And, we'd love to get together with you one of these days. Always that a little bit. We'd love to get together with you one of these days, even virtually for a coffee. Yeah. So it means you open the door. So one in your call is like, hey, remember, I did say to you a touch base one day so we can do a virtual coffee at least. And so we can look at each other. Yeah. And that's why I don't do meetings where people don't put their camera on. If you're doing a scoop with me, you're not putting your camera on, I'm done. I'm gone.
Yeah.
It's rude.
Yeah.
You're either in your bed, you're not paying me any attention. No. I said to people, I said, one day, if the FCA asks me to identify, you haven't even seen you.
Yeah.
Barbara, I'm going to tell you a funny story that you can spread if you want, but it depends. One of the alternative providers, which is discontinued now, is one of your clients. And they must have taken your message to heart because they put the camera on and they were both in bed. So I won't say their name, but I'll tell you privately if
privately,
you want. I thought Barbara has coached them, drilled them so well, but they were both in bed doing their appointment with me.
And you're there going like, you know what? Let me go call Granny. Granny, honey, come sit next to me as well.
Get the rapport up. Wife swap.
But honestly, guys, let me tell you something. I'm a professional, and again, it's another thing. I know you're going to kill me for this, but these are things I don't do. I don't call clients on a Sunday. I don't make Sunday phone calls. Listen, I am a professional first and foremost, and and it means that I am diminishing the value of myself and what I do, because your Barclays bank manager ain't calling you on a Sunday to do a scoop with you. That's just me personally. It might work for you. And the other occasions when I broke my rule and said, okay, I'll see you on a Sunday, they don't show up. Because if you can give up your Sunday to come to an appointment, you can do it Monday night. You can do it Tuesday morning. They don't respect people's time. I'm sorry. You might be good. You might be getting them done. And if it works for you, that is fine. I'm just telling you, for me, I'm a professional. So I'm only going to call you Monday. and we can talk Saturday. But after that, I'm not calling you Sunday. I'm not booking no, and I mean, and also don't tell my team to do it. If they do it, that's fine. But people want to know that you're a professional. Straight away, you're calling them on a Sunday to book an appointment. It's too social. Originally, we're professionals. Eventually, we become friends. That's different. But not my first call to you on a Sunday. You're having lunch with your family and I'm telling you, hey, I got your number from Alex. Alex said I should give you a call. That's network marketing. I'm not a network marketer. I'm a professional. So I'm not calling nobody on a Sunday. Yeah. I'll go to an event and have a stand. That's different. Yeah. Most big businesses and companies and events, they do stand Saturday, Sunday, 2 days. So that I'll do a stand at an event, but I'm not calling anybody on a Sunday. And what I'm saying, if it works for you, just do it. I'm just telling you, I've just got certain things in my head that I just think, when I call you back on Monday now, you are like a different person. You don't take my call anymore because you were bothering me on Sunday and all of that. So now I think we do lose good people that way. And I want to tell you, and I love Steve J. I was speaking to one of the EVPs was talking about, Steve told them that they should take somebody on an appointment with them. Show up, the person go like, who's this person? Oh, it's my travel double, but you didn't ask me. They then went back to Steve. Steve said, no, that's 1 in 1,000. They did it again, they got told off. Yeah. I'm going to tell you something, guys. Culturally, you got to figure out what works for your culture.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And also figure out what works for other people's culture. Sylvia predominantly has got a Sri Lankan market. Previously, she's had predominantly Caribbean or African market. That's caused her so much trouble because she show up at people's house. People in the Midlands go to bed by 8 o'clock. And they're calling me up complaining that Sylvia not leaving their house and it's 9 o'clock. And Sylvia show up at their house on a Sunday. They don't like it. So I know what my market is like. Now, the good thing is our business is so multicultural that if I met somebody from Barrett's country, I can go Barrett and say, Barrett, I met this, give me some tips. That's what we should do. Call each other up. And so I met this Jamaican lady. What should I do and what should I not do? Ask each other and you'll build better businesses, but we don't do that. We're just grateful to have the person so that we can have them as a trophy. I just recruited this Nepalese guy. Yeah. And you can't work with him. Give him to Barrett. That's what it's about. Sam, you have your hand up.
Yes, you know the one you said about people not putting their camera on. So I have had that a few times, and the few times I've said, look, I need to know what you look like. I need to, I can't, it's like I come to your house and you're standing behind the curtains. And they say, no, my hair is not done. This is not happening.
Yes, that's okay. I'm already married. So you're here done, but I'm already married. You should tell them, don't worry about your hair.
But what if they still don't put their camera on? Because I have done that. I
just changed the date. Honestly, I said to them, I tell you what, why don't we schedule it for when you're appropriately dressed and your hair is styled for us to have this meeting? Because as a regulated business, if I were to say to the FCA that I knew you and what you look like, then I'd be in trouble. So when's a good time? When do you normally get your hair done? I've got
does that work for recruiting interviews as well?
That's even worse. Because as a recruit, if they're not even gonna put their camera on, forget them. They're not worth it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, they're not worth it.
No, thank you. Because I was having a discussion with somebody about that, and there was. So thank you so much for confirming that.
Yeah, I know. And they're frowning up their face at you. They're not listening to you. They're doing their own thing. They're making their cup of tea. They're not even listening to you. You don't even know they're engaged.
Yep, I agree.
No, honestly, no. If you cannot, so this is already showing you when you join my business what we're like. Yeah, it's like I got rules on my group. If you keep posting foolishness on my group, I take you off. If you keep coming on my training without your camera, I take you out the training. I ask you nicely. I'll tell you, might be your EVP has not told you, your team leader, you're new. So today, and then they might send me a personal message, or some people might say to me, Barbara, I'm at the doctor today. And so I need to know. And I said, no, tell me, write it on the group. So your colleagues don't think it's favoritism that I'm telling you it's okay to not have a camera. Come on, write it on the group and say, hey guys, I'm sorry, I'm at a meeting, or I'm sorry, I'm at work, or I'm sorry. And I said, when you're at work, I promise you, you're not listening to me. Training is about engagement. You're at work, you're a nurse, you're giving patients injection, you're listening to training. You can't listen to training. You can't listen to training. I'll tell them that is why training is recorded each week. And it gets uploaded to YouTube the same day. So if you miss it, go watch it. Then you can watch it at your leisure without your camera. That's fine. But don't come on to my training after me get up and dress up to come on. You're gonna be in your bathrobe walking around.
So for your training, people put their camera on as well.
100%.
Okay.
100% that you're coming off. I warn you, I tell you, it's you come to training, give me an hour and a half or 2 hours of your time, and you have the rest of the week to do whatever you want. How do I know you're making notes? How do I know you? And then you're going to ask me the same thing again in 3 weeks' time that I've already covered in training because you weren't listening to me. Carol say I'm horrible. I said, Carol, I'm not horrible. They're just certain things that I do, and that's just how I operate. That's who I am. And you know, so when you join, you know who you're joining. If you're a client, you know who I am already. Mm-hmm. If you're a recruit, you know who I am. So you're not gonna, my mom, you don't have to light any lamp to look for me. You know what you're getting already. That's part of the issue is that so we meet these really great people. And when we meet these really great people, we kind of diminish and reduce our standards because, oh my God, it's the superstar. That's the worst ones to reduce your standards for. Yeah, because now they think they've got you over a barrel. That's one. Or number two, they just think, well, you know, this is not really professional. I don't even want to be here. But if you keep those standards all the way through, then those people are going to respect you and those people will do more for you. I promise you guys, you are all going to make 100,000 a year. Right now, you've used up all your referrals. Yeah, it's dry. Everything's gone. You got nobody to talk to. I know. I've got a lady who became a team leader, Deborah Kwame. Deborah had nobody to talk to. I said, Deborah, are you on Facebook? Deborah said, yes. I said, Deborah, log into your Facebook and tell me how many people are on your messenger online at the moment. She said about 30. I said, I'm going to send you a text message now, copy it and paste it with their name to all of them. That's how she became a team leader, through Facebook Messenger. And she started telling me they're all in Ghana. I said, fantastic. That's even better. Yeah. Because they don't have anything to lose. Nobody's told them anything about Amway and Mary Kay, so they're hiding. They don't know. So they're going to give you the contacts that they know in the UK because that's what you want. And she became a team leader. She even recruited a doctor from York. So this is the thing about it, guys. There are ways to doing it. And I'm always thinking, how can I? Because I mean, we need 8 new team members by Wednesday. And I just blank my team. I won't speak to them. And they know when I'm not talking to them. You know what they said? They said, we know when Miss B is upset with us, you know, because she don't talk to us. She don't run no leaders meeting. I'm not doing a leaders meeting with no dead people. I'm sorry. Come to normal training. I used to do a 9 o'clock leaders meeting. And I stopped it. I said, come to main training because our business is about teaching all things to new people. You already know it all. So why am I doing a leaders meeting with you? You're not even a leader anyway. You got a title. So come to normal basic training with everybody else. I'm not getting up my bed early for you. So they know, and that's the thing about it. They know. And it's tough love. It is tough love. I tell you, it's hard because sometimes you love them and you know they're trying, but you think, lady told me last week, oh, Barbara, can't do the training because I'm at work. I said, woman, you got a phone. Put your earphones in. And in this case, I'll allow you to not have it on. It was the vitality changes. I said, you need to hear this. You're a team leader. I don't want you asking me next week what has changed because I'm going to ignore you. Oh, some change quickly. I'm going to ignore you. So, guys, I'm telling you, let your people know your standards, man. Let your people know what your standards are. And as I said, guys, if I were you today, I'd go through I'd go on my system, look at all my old clients who never finished a scoop, who's canceled, who's done all of that. You know, I was saying to you, Anna, can I share my screen quickly here with you?
Yeah.
I'm going to show you guys quickly what I do, how I'm able to, I know where to find people all the time. Yeah. So that's my Google Drive. This is my client. Yeah. All right. So needs updating at the moment. So you got to forgive me on that. But if you look here, this goes back as far as 2011 when we started with Vitality. We started at the end of the year. Yeah. So I can tell you what's still on risk, what's not taken up, what has had a claim on there. This is claim and the guy died. So that's ended, lapsed, on risk. Does that make sense? I can tell you What's going on in my business? I could potentially go and call those people up and say, hey, listen, it's been a while. And I know back at the time it wasn't right, or, you weren't able to get cover. So literally, I have that all the way through, guys, every year. This is like what, 12 years of people that I can go back and talk to. These are hundreds of people, guys, if not thousands. Therefore, I always have people to go and call. And even though they lapse or whatever, I still say hello. I still say happy birthday, long time no speak, happy Christmas. So when are we getting together again? And I'll make like a comment like, I know you don't love me anymore, but I still love you. So when are we going to get back together? Yeah. So I have that. Guys, I do that. I know my IBA log is a bit messy at the moment. I just sent my PA a very strongly worded email and tell her we need to have an admin meeting. Yeah, I've asked you for an admin meeting. I've asked you to book it in my diary. You haven't done it yet. And I'm not going to ask you again. And can you stop waiting and sending me your timesheet 2 months after you've done them? I need to know what you've done this week. What have you been up to this week? So, I mean, I don't know why this is not opening, but one other thing about it is that she will tell me, and we got an activity log. So I know at some point she's going to update this and she's going to tell me that that she did yesterday, she did statements. Yeah, I do give her sometimes, I give her a bit of leeway, guys, because she does suffer from MS. She developed MS at age 25 and she's 31. So there are times when I do give her a little leeway, but then I also realize that that's not a crutch for her not to do anything. Yeah. So my IBA logs kind of same thing. I know she hasn't updated this in a while. So again, at the end of here, it tells you whose welcome letter has been sent. Have we sent them a text message? Have they been licensed? I know she hasn't been updating who's been licensed and who's been promoted. So I can tell you at any point. I also, in my hit them up, guys, I also say what year. So I've got my client in years. Yeah. So I got my 2011, 20. So I could say, okay, I'm just going to text all my 2011 clients and I'm going to say, man, can you believe it since 2011 that we first got together? Yeah. So I know I can batch things accordingly. So I kind of forward think what I'm going to do, but it's not too late. There's some things that I've had to add, and I've added columns on here as I've gone along. So for example, on my, on here, one of the things we've been finding is that, okay, 2022, welcome letter. No, we don't want that one. We want the life log. So let's look at 2022, for example. So I know how much business. Oh, sorry. Am I still screen sharing? Can you see my screen, guys?
Yes. We can.
Okay, cool. Sometimes I have a tendency to not be screen sharing. Yeah, okay, you're back on top. So I know, did I offer them income protection? If they didn't have income protection, I can call these people and say, by the way, you've got a plan with us, but you never ever took income protection. You know, have you considered what would happen if you're off sick long term? So I know who haven't had it. I know who's got children, so potentially who is falling off. I know who's got DFCC. I know who don't have DFCC. I know who's got plus. I know who haven't. I know, again, as I said, all of these things. But if you notice, we've not added a column calling trust. Have we emailed them a trust form? So we email them a blank discretionary trust. We email them the example that Vitality has to complete it. And we also email them, the letters of wishes and the additional trustee. Now, again, talking, as I said, about having everything already, I also have that all set up as templates already. So I don't need to do it. So all over, putting your life policy in trust, I've got my template already set up. And I do it for my team as well. I don't wait for them to do it because it ain't gonna happen. So when Zelen sends it, or do, hi Anna, thanks so much for the time you spent with Barrett reviewing your financial needs or whatever. I know you're planning. So please jump on and start using your rewards. I've attached blank forms. Let me know if you want to have a chat. Another great, including your old clients. What a great way to go renew or go talk to old clients. If you send this to them, they're going to want to have a chat. You can't give them advice, but there's a fully completed example on the Vitality website of a trust. Yeah. Yeah. It's all completed on there. So on the Vitality website, it tells them what goes where. Yeah. Insert date. That's all in Vitality. It's not advice. It's there. Give them an example of how they can complete it. I suggest to them as well that they do it online, because if they do it online, it has all the blue boxes already, and they just need to type in the boxes where it's, you know, there you go. Put your name in here. Put your address in here. It's easier. So again, guys, I do things that means I'm constantly engaged with my clients. At the end of every meeting, as I said, naturally, we have the follow-up from our meeting. I tell them the documents that I'm emailing to them. I've got them all attached. Naturally, this is going to change because that's no longer going to be the forms. But I've already got this set up. So at the end of every scoop, I send this to every client as well, including a little link to register for Vitality. The anniversary statements as well. Here is our anniversary letter. I mean, I know very well that Vitality sends one out, but it is not very good. It's rubbish. Some little colorful thing. I send them this. I tell them how much cover they have, what's the new amount, and the difference they're going to pay in premium now. So they can see the movement in there. We've also
Barbara, where did you get the information from that? Because on the anniversary statements I get, I've never seen like a new premium.
That's very good. So what you do is each one of these, she has to log into Vitality under the client name and go to documents, and the new statement is going to be there.
Okay.
So she then take it from the new statement versus what was on what you can see on the front screen when you just log in. What I've also done is I've also now put in 3 different options. So she can delete which one is not required, is not relevant. I can see your bronze. You have made use of your Vitality benefits and rewards, which could save you. Here's a link. We notice your gold and that you're well on track with just a bit push, you can get to the next level. Congratulations, you're on platinum. Keep your activity up to keep your great rewards. So again, guys, I'm doing stuff to encourage them. If you notice, this is only the first person I give the Vitality registration link because they haven't done anything yet. And then I attach an indexation brochure just as a reminder. But if you notice, we tell them, as you might remember, you accepted indexation. The benefit when you first look at your policies, the amount that your cover increases by. This year, the economy has seen inflation in excess of 6%. We can change that now for the first time. RPI, we know that in the past 12 months been tough. The government's national insurance increase, more expensive, So here's what you've got. You have 3 choices. 1, you can allow indexation to go ahead. It will be more beneficial for your future claims. Let us know if you'd like to decline. You are allowed to decline 2 months. I need to put another note in there that I thought of today, that it must be done before 14 days of the anniversary. Arrange a meeting to see what other options are available for your particular plan. So guys, so again, I think one of the things about it, you will see that I do is that I literally run this as a business. I literally have systems and everything in place. And then I train my PA, my old PA Nadine that I made redundant during COVID still works for Bevin because I trained her. Yeah. So people they always calling me when they get someone, okay, you train my PA. No, you need to learn it so that when you get a PA, one other thing about it, I don't just leave it to my PA because when I'm upset, I just go in and just blitz everything. I don't want to hear from her. I blitz everything myself. I can do it. Yeah. So she always knows that I'm not totally dependent on her. Yeah, I file check my own work. She doesn't have to file check for me because I know my work is 99.9% okay. Yeah. Okay, guys. So I know that was a lot. I mean, if I've got anything that I use that you think, you know what is beneficial, I'm more than happy to share with Anna, and then Anna can share it with you. And as I update them, I'm happy to share with you guys, because naturally these, like not the anniversary, the other one. Yeah, anniversary is going to change, I'm sure indexation might not.
Could you share that with me, Barbara, in the first instance? That would be great. And if anyone wants, email me. Yeah,
fantastic. It's just we're going to change the leaflets on the one that we send to the clients after, because naturally those wordings are going to change on those forms.
So maybe towards the end of the week, perhaps
I'll send it to you. Once we get the new ones, I'll send them all to you. The trust form though, absolutely, I can give you the trust one because that's not going to change, and the anniversary statement should be roughly the same because it's still going to be the same thing.
Barbara, I think you need to jump out anyway, but I think we need you probably. I know we value your time. Probably next month after that, if we have got again just going through that last bit and the accountancy and stuff, because you have got loads of experience on and that we need it anyway as part of the business. So it was fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys. See you soon. Take care. Bless you. Barbara, come and see you in South Africa this week.
Thank you, Barbara. Thank you so much.
Enjoy South Africa.
Thanks.
Yeah.
More blessings. Bye.
I think we'll end there, everybody.
Bye-bye. Have a good day.
See you all.
Bye, guys. Thank you so much. Alex and Tom, thank you so much for coming along, and I think we had a good time.
Oh, he's gone.